Hello once again, YouTube. This is Meme Skull, and I'm back with another Magic the Gathering deck profile. This time, it is my mono red goblins, with the commander being Krenko Mob Boss. So his gimmick is to make goblin tokens equivalent to the amount of goblins you control. You want to go fast with this deck, so you want to give him haste and just tap. You're constantly doubling the amount of creatures you have on board, and it really does help with packing a punch and overwhelming the table. So let's get started. We have our creatures: Beetleback Chief, Conspicuous Snoop, Gem Palm Incinerator, which is a good way of finishing off a problematic creature. This guy is fairly new. General Crate the Boltbringer. He is essentially he's the funny ping card, but on legs. So it's just an extra copy of that, which is really good. We have Goblin Chiefstain. He's a lord. Gives all our other goblins +1/+1 in haste. Goblin Chirurgeon. He just regenerates our goblins, at least our useful ones, so we can just sack a token and bring back one that was destroyed. We have Goblin Crater Maker, Goblin Engineer, really good for getting out our or tutoring our artifacts. Goblin King, another lord, gives them +1/+1 and Mountain Walk. So if you have a Blood Moon on your board, all your goblins are unblockable. Goblin Lackey, Goblin Matron, helps us tutor out our goblins. Goblin Recruiter, it's another tutor. Yeah. When it comes into play, search your library for any number of goblin cards and reveal them to all players. Shuffle your library, then put the reveal cards on top in any order. So it works well with this guy. Ringleader. He has haste. When he enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all goblin cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So that's pretty good. Goblin Sharpshooter. Another means of dealing damage to any creatures. Goblin Trust Master. He's another lord, and he has sacrifice a goblin, destroy target artifact, which is very good for removal. We have Goblin War Chief. He is a cost reducer, and he gives all our goblins haste. Grenzo Havoc Razor. Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, another lord. There are a bunch of lords in this deck. Other goblins have +1/+1, and he has pay a red, tap him. He deals damage equal to the number of goblins that enter the battlefield under your control this turn to any target. So if you have means of untapping, he can essentially end the game. Well, you do have means of tapping in this deck, because that's the whole gimmick of Krenko. So, and this is a much newer card from Aether Drift. Howl Squad Heavy. He has start your engines. It does take a little while to get it going. He gives all our goblins haste. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a +1/1 red goblin creature token. That token attacks this combat if able to. Max speed, you get tap, add a red mana for each goblin you control, which can get out of hand really fast. But unfortunately, you gotta wait like 4 rotations for that to kick in. So what I recommend doing, if you have your Claws of Curia out, play this. You start your engine, bounce it back to hand, casting something else, and then bounces back to hand. That way, when the time comes, you have other haste enablers, and then you just bring them out, tap them, add a bunch of mana. And we also do play the Aether Drift lands that give us our start your engines. So as like backup. But yeah. Next we have Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. Really good. Allows us to create a token as a copy of non-legendary creature we control on the battlefield. That token has haste and it gets sacrificed at the end of the next end step. Next we have Krenko Tin Street Kingpin. When he attacks, we put a +1/+1 counter on him. Then we create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to his power. That can get out of hand really quick. We have Legion War Boss. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That token gains haste until the end of the turn and attacks this combat if able to. Mogwar Marshal. When he enters the battlefield or dies, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. So if you have means of looping, you get yourself infinite, and you get to a point where you have infinite mana, you have infinite tokens, which is amazing. So yeah. Next we have Moria Marauder. Whenever a goblin or orc you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Muxus Goblin Grandee. This also works in tangent with the recruiter. So when he enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put all goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest to the bottom of your library in a random order. When he attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn for each goblin you control. So he also can get out of hand real fast and allow us to speed up into any infinite combo we might need. Just get out all our lords or anything we might be wanting at a certain time. Next we have Pashalink Mons. He says when he or another goblin dies, he deals 1 damage to any target. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Next we have Siege Gang Commander. When he enters the battlefield, we create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Sacrifice a goblin for 2 mana, 1 and a red. He deals 2 damage to any target. Skirk Prospector. And unfortunately we no longer have Dockside since he's banned. So this guy is our main means of getting mana, as well as the House Squad. Squee Dubious Monarch, Volley Veteran, and Warren Instigator. That rounds up the creatures. Now we are moving on to the artifacts. Of course, we're playing Arcane Signet. It's a monocolor deck, so you need the ramp anyways. Banner of Kinship to power up our guys. Cloudstone Curio to bounce back and do our infinites. Idol of Oblivion, just free draw because we're constantly creating tokens once our commander is out. So Lightning Greaves, just to speed up the process. Nyx Lotus, Mana Rock. Patriot Seal is another Mana Rock, and it has this untap target legendary creature we control for 1 mana, and we tap this. Ruby Medallion, we're mono red. Red spells we cast cost 1 less to cast. Skull Clamp, free draw, essentially. Soul Ring, self-explanatory. Staff of Domination. This will allow us to combo with our Krenko. Swiftfoot Boots. Sword of the Perunes, another card that lets us combo. Thornbite Staff, another card that lets us combo and infinitely untap. And Vanquisher Banner just to get a little boost and some free draws. Now moving on to the instances, we play a Braid. Battleheim, this is just add red to your mana pool for each creature you control. That could be a lot later on in the game. Brightstone Ritual, another card to add as mana. Add red to your mana pool for each goblin in play. So essentially these are the same thing. Really good. Cathartic Pyre, Chaos Warp, Deflecting SWAT. In case they try to do anything to our commander, we need any bit of protection we can get in this color. Outnumber and Thrill of Possibility. Now for the sorceries, we have Blasphemous Act, self-explanatory, easy board wipe, especially really works well with any of those guys that deal damage to our opponent whenever a goblin dies. And then we could hopefully take out multiple people. Faithless Looting, another draw card. Fury of the Horde, just to attack again. A new card from Foundations. It's a sorcery in Goblin Negotiation. Deals X damage to target creature. Create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. So we can get a bunch of mana and then make a bunch of tokens. Goblin War Party, means of creating tokens or giving our guys a boost and a haste. Next, Goblin War Strike. It deals damage equal to the number of goblins you control to target player. This would be a lot better if it was an instant, but it is a sorcery. But that's okay. That would be really broken if it was an instant. Next, Jessica's Will and Mesium Mortars. Mortars. And to round things off, for the non-land cards, we have our enchantments. So, have 4 enchantments total. Blood Moon, non-basic lands or mountains. Descendant's Fury, Goblin Bombardment, the one damage ping. Impact Tremors, it's this card. Yeah, so that's what that the Foundation's Goblin is Impact Tremors on legs. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, Impact Tremors deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's really good. To round up the deck, we have our lands. Have 2 of the 3 raceways here, Amonkhet Raceway and Afishar Raceway. We're mainly playing these to start our engines, and they have different max speed abilities. This one is target creature gains haste until end of turn, and then this one is you pay 3, tap, discard a card, draw a card. We have Castle Emberen, Command Beacon, Den of the Bugbear, Goblin Burrows, and we have a couple of mountains. 22 mountains. And if we ever get like any other good land cards, we can always take out a few mountains and replace them with it. And then this is the 3rd raceway, Muraganda Raceway. Has start your engines, taps for a colorless, and at max speed, it's essentially a Soul Ring. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, you want to play this in any tribal deck. Monocolored, it's really good. 3 Tree City, again, you want to play this in any tribal deck. Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, and lastly, War Room. So, that rounds up the deck profile. I do like playing this deck, but it does make you an easy target, because Krenko does tend to get out of hand pretty quickly. But it is a fun deck nonetheless. Yeah, so if you like the video, leave a like, comment down below if Krenko is one of your favorite commanders to play with, or if you have another Goblin commander that you like. What is it? Like, I do know we're getting eventually a Green Goblin legendary creature in the Spider-Man set. but that's in Rakdos, and I really don't want to rebuild a whole deck around that. So I'm keeping my mono red goblins as they are. And yeah, subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more content like this. I will be posting another zombie video because they also got new support from Aether Drift, and I felt that would be fun to mess around with. It's still in Dimir, it's not Esper, because I feel like if I add a third color, it'll be too tight, and the deck is already as tight as it is. But yeah, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next video.